Join me as I ride out to talk to the car culture across the nation. Builders, event organizers, and various enthusiasts in the game. We're gonna find out what it takes for them to be at the top of their game. Just build it.
What's going on? It's Big CEO Bear on Just Build It podcast. You know I am Legal Pit King, run a shop. You know we do big lifted trucks, big rim cars, you name it, we do it. But yeah, we on here. Let's get it.
What's going on, y'all? We're back with another episode of Just Build It podcast. I'm here with Big Bear.
What's good?
And you already know, putting together events that are a little bit wild out here, but for the enthusiasts, I think it's a good thing that you do. I also think the county and the cities probably need to do a better job at facilitating, if not permits, probably locations for organizers such as yourself to hold these events for enthusiasts. Because there's a lot of things that go on DOT roads. They complain about it, but at the same time, I don't feel like they do enough to give us the room to have a space. And they're closing down a lot of tracks. So kind of like, I was just in a doctor's park the other day. I mean, Publix, everything was over there. I mean, deer were just running across the parking lot. And they running across the parking lot because we're taking up so much land with this house. And it's kind of the same way. They're closing down racetracks, but then they complain about enthusiasts finding other places to race that are not on track. So I want to give you your flowers for that. So if the culture had to recognize you as what you mean to the culture, what would you say Bear's contribution to the culture is?
Just all around, like drifting and street sliding, all that stuff has been around.
Right.
For a long time. But for the past 10 years plus now, I've been real heavy on focusing on trying to figure out ways to have, where it first started off, it was just like a simple burnout contest because guys weren't really trying to pick up the skill of drifting. That turned into a point where we call it legal pits or freestyle drifting. Okay. Because it is more of just like how they had in Japan when the drifting, it started in the
on the mountainside.
On the mountainside.
Right.
So the same thing here now is a lot of these guys don't want to be called drifters, so they do their own, we call it street slide or something like that.
Okay.
So I was more one of the first to just start branching over into making it where it's barriers and some kind of safety ordinance and things of that nature. We've had different, organizers, there's other big brands and things of that nature that's like, okay, we're gonna move from being in the streets, we're gonna be in a parking lot, stuff like that. But nobody actually really took the I guess to say the step to try, because everybody's trying to keep it as wild as possible of actually having barriers and keeping people out of the pit and things of that nature. As serious as I did. So, I'd like to say I'm one of the founders.
So you're the founder, the pioneer of it all.
Yeah, I'm one of the pioneers. I feel like there's others that did a little bit, but I'm one of the main pioneers. Especially for the East Coast.
For sure. I was just about to say that, especially for East Side, Atlanta, East Coast here, period. Yeah. I'm on social media quite a bit. I don't scroll a lot because I'm creating a lot. Yeah. But, I always support you and a few other fellas out here and doing it. But I don't see a lot of events promoting the way you promote. I also don't see a lot of events that may have some of the star power that you've managed to collaborate with you on some of these events. Cause I know you had Woody was out at one. I don't know if Easy's been the one or not, but I think Easy's been the one. So I know that you've had that camaraderie with you. Now I will say this, because you brought this up from drifting. They don't want to be called drifters, right? It's street sliding.
Yeah, it's sliding. I mean, right now we're trying to, because one of the things I'm trying to do is put more legal forms together. I'll explain a little bit more in the documentary that we have coming out. Make sure y'all check out the documentary working on organized chaos. That's
I like the name.
Yeah,
I like the name.
Well, that's the page we got. That's really the whole branding that we do with this is under organized chaos. Okay.
So when's the documentary supposed to come out? You got a date yet, or we just need to be on the lookout for that?
So as of right now, everybody gets on me. I'm in the middle of the age bracket of everybody jumping on this social media and doing streaming and doing all that film stuff. So yeah, I have the following on the internet, but it's not one of those things like, I don't say I don't take it serious, but
I got you.
Yeah, so we have a couple of networks that are watching us. So what we want to start off with, everybody keeps talking about making my money on Facebook. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna drop maybe the first 3 episodes on Facebook along with some teasers and videos because
Okay.
I do have the Barry ENT racing page that'll be soon switched over to Organized Chaos.
All right.
Yeah, we're
All
trying
right.
to stick
So
with
you're
that.
trying to stick with everything right now and then gradually kind of migrate it without losing so much, because that's a tough task.
Yes.
Right. It's a tough task to migrate platforms that you've already established to a new established platform without losing so much of your following. That shit is tough, bro. I'm trying to go through it now.
Yeah.
Right. Separate the Formula One content from the car content, and it's not easy, man.
Yeah,
it's not easy.
Yeah, it's tough. And then also, you know, I came up when I started getting popular with dealing with cars, period, in the big rim scene.
Yeah, I met you Street Whips. First time I met you was at a Street Whips event.
Yeah,
and
I used to be part of
Takeover.
Street Whips back in the day. That was, you know.
That was it. So
back in the day.
that's where you come from.
Yeah.
So
well,
where
I wouldn't even say come from because I had imports. I've always had imports. I've always been
Oh
into
shit,
drifting.
okay.
It's just, I guess the popularity on the scene hit around that because we started doing Fall Fest around that time.
Okay.
So, you know, I was cool with quite a few guys. I'm still cool with a lot of people, you know, and, you know, I still deal with Big Rim. You know, me and Easy are doing the show this weekend.
Okay.
You know, collaborating Big Rim Racing and sliding together.
Oh, for real, y'all gonna be in the same venue?
Yeah,
Oh, that's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
That's gonna be different.
Yeah.
How y'all gonna manage that? How do you manage these two worlds coming together in one area? Or because they're gonna have the drag track, I imagine, Silver Dollar, right? Mm-hmm. So where are you all gonna be with what you do?
So they have a whole brand new asphalt pit area.
Okay.
That's built out for us to be able to do our drifting and sliding and stuff that we do. So yeah, it's gonna be crazy. That's why we call my name of my business called Organized Chaos.
Right.
It's just, us taking on what we take on is chaotic, period.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's get into this part because I do want to get back to the drifting, street sliding. Mm-hmm. Now I know I've seen drifting for quite a while. And I also know street sliding to me is a derivative of what I've already seen, whether it's South America, Brazil, you know, Sammy, Stacy.
Yep.
And I will say this, there seems to be an art form in that I don't quite see in the street sliding as it develops. Now I do know, to me it feels newer. It feels like a new baby of variation of that. So do you see that needing to progress, or do you see that still being just a street takeover in a more organized way that you put it where they can come and do that there without so much repercussion on the street? Because Sammy and them, like, bro, they go crazy when they're out there with these cars. I'm seeing like acrobatic tricks. I'm seeing physical attributes. I'm seeing a lot of that. So I don't necessarily see that in street sliding. So is it going to get there, or is this pretty much what it's going to be?
So it's a mixture of both. So I would say with street sliding, what you see, what's going on the news and stuff like that, you're taking real drifting, the stuff that you've seen from the West Coast with the side shows, because it's not, you know, forget that they do their thing. You got the side show feel of it with all the people in the streets being around, and a mixture of what Sammy and them guys are doing as far as people hanging out the window. As far as the hanging out the window, I'm still trying to, because Sammy, there's only a few of those guys. You don't have like here where you got thousands of people trying to do the same thing.
True.
They got a few stars that go to these professional, they got these, you know, homemade tracks.
Right.
Or, you know, some professional tracks, they do it over there in those countries. And so it's they've mastered already over there on how to set it up, because I think it's because it's less drivers doing it.
Okay.
Versus here,
Got you.
every kid that got something with 300 to 500 horsepower that got either already LSD diff or welded diff.
Or welded diff, right.
Yeah, it's trying to get
J30 diff, right.
Yeah, with their homegirls coming to the daggone thing hanging out the window.
For sure.
So it's right now we deal with that at the tracks. The tracks can't stand when people hang out the window. So we have to.
Yeah, how do you yeah, because your name is perfect. How do you facilitate that? How do you manage that? Because it's almost part of what you do that brings that element of, this shit look dope. Like, this looks like something I just want to come out, relieve stress. I'm finna get out here and have a good time, to the point where this shit is dangerous at a point. And I'm not sure some of these people are trained to be safe in a dangerous situation. So what does that do? I know that shit gotta stress you out.
Oh yeah, stress level hits high. When I was about 5 years ago, just a little bit younger. Yeah. It was more like everybody just
do your shit.
Just do your shit. Don't give a damn. Now, I got kids these days.
Right.
It's crazy how 5 years can make that much of a
change your perspective, bro.
So I'm in the middle of, I still got to keep it a little wild, a little fun, because that's just what the culture brings.
True.
But I got to figure out how to make it safe. So to be honest, the answer to that question, I don't have a real answer to it yet.
That's fair. That's real.
I've got a couple things that I'm working on as I try to bring in some like bigger shit to what's going on, because now that everybody is on it, I got to take the same legalized situation I put together, and I got to go ahead and enhance it. It's all about growing. So with growing, I'm trying to figure out the best way. Some tracks let us hang out. Some tracks are strict and you just can't do it at all. Some tracks is in the middle. You can kind of put your hand out with the sign, maybe squeeze a little bit out the sunroof.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just
it varies.
It varies. But eventually it's gonna be something real set in stone, because that's what I'm working on right now, is making something set in stone in everything that we're doing. Okay,
and to me, if this is part of the documentary, you don't have to. This is just where my mind is going. If you were gonna make it something set in stone, I would imagine that you would have to have your own land, have your own track, maybe your own facility that you're going to do. But that's the only way I could see you having as much leeway as possible, but still keeping it safe. So is there a medium with what is available to you currently?
It's a medium what's available currently, because of course when we go to our different locations, we kind of make our own rules when we're not at the track. We try to stick to what the county is saying and to what we need to do for our event to make it happen when we're on, different warehouse properties or just different parking lots, things of nature that we've ever had to be able to do these legally. Versus the track has certain insurance policies. Even we have insurance policies that we got to follow from when we're doing it in the parking lot, but it's just a little bit more wide open because it's not that set. The tracks have been around for years. Drifting has been around for years. So in their eyes, they're like, it's just a raw form of drifting. Y'all not supposed to do this. You're not supposed to do that. This is dangerous. That's dangerous. So we got to figure out a way to follow all of those rules while still being us, which is sometimes incredibly just
difficult or impossible.
Sometimes impossible, but you just got to find a possible in the impossible.
In the possible.
So that's one of the things we deal with. So it's just up in the air, really.
All right. So you did mention like 1,000. There's thousands of people, like you said, that they got a car 300 horsepower. If they can break the ass end loose, they feel they're qualified to be out here. Now, I'm not bullshitting. I've seen it. I came to one of your events. I deal with a medical situation, so I showed up. And it was like, I just can't wait in this line and still get in to do what I want to do. But just being in the parking lot, I'm looking at the cars pulling in, and I myself, I'm not a drifter, but I've been in the culture for a while, and I can identify like, the person right here with this car, they just coming out here, right? Versus I see a car like, this motherfucker's prepared for what they're about to do.
Yeah.
Is there a guideline when you know the novice level, intermediate level, and maybe people who are a bit more advanced level, how much space are we going to give them to build a certain amount of speed to where they don't break these barriers, right? Because you're setting these barriers, and the more space you increase, the higher the speed gets, the more dangerous it gets, and the more impact that's going to meet this barrier. So how do you dictate that? I got you, brother. How do you dictate that?
So honestly, it's one of those things that, you try to have the barrier, the pitch not so big. Like I've seen some other promoters are making these pits bigger and bigger and bigger.
Hell yeah.
Once we're going to a decent sized one, this pit, it's just, of course, you got to have a mixture just for affordability of a bit of concrete and plastic tap, but you try to have more concrete than plastic the bigger the pit gets, so that they can actually take on the impact.
Right.
However, it is still scary on a whole nother level. I know for us, when we start noticing it, as you see, we've had accidents at our shows too, is you try to see pretty quickly what the skill level is of somebody. And one of the tougher parts, but one of the parts that will work, it's just part of the growing, is when somebody gets into the pit that doesn't know how to drive, trying to figure out how to get them out of the pit.
Get them out of the pit.
Yeah, because most of the time when they know we're coming, they're like, oh man, they saying I can't drive. So they keep trying to drive to prove that they can drive.
Right.
And we're chasing them around the pit like, no, get out.
Word. So it's like Keith Sweat at the concert, trying to get bro off stage, but he like, nah, I ain't going. G1 ain't going. I got you. Okay.
Listen,
I ain't going. Don't call me off.
Listen, if you have my pit, listen, bro. If we say get out of the pit, just get out of the pit
for
real.
A second.
And get to the pits early. A lot of times, if you're trying to practice and get a little more in, get to the pit early. There's a lot less crowd that we got to worry about is around the barriers, and get you a quick little practice feeling. Because at the end of the day, we're doing this to get people off the streets. However, we do have to have some sense of entertainment.
True.
Because we have spectators coming.
True.
Spectators are not coming to watch you practice.
True.
So you need to look at your local drift, events and stuff like that, or honestly got to invest into your craft. If you got to call a track and say, hey, me and 5 of my buddies
need some track time.
We need some track time for during the week. You need to call a track. Y'all come up with y'all 200-300 a piece. So the track is like, okay, this makes sense for us to do this night. They go practice if you want to be part of it.
That's a good suggestion.
Yeah, because this is a part of entertainment. So I have to still appease the crowd.
True.
At the end of the day, there's still more spectators than there are drivers.
Facts.
We want to give our drivers a lane to be able to do something, because some of these guys do take this stuff
serious
and become drifters later on.
Right.
Or they're just building it for their social media platform. Like, at the end of the day, social media is what pays most entertainers these days. So if that's what you're doing it for, cool, we don't mind, but you got to put time into your craft and realize that this is a craft for what I'm doing as far as entertaining these people. So I have to bring them the correct entertainment for them, for them to feel like they can spend their dollars for us to have this outlet.
Right, it's worth it. So have you all incorporated a driver's meeting, like a mandate? Okay, we got free practice, and then we're going to have a driver's meeting. Let's say the show starts at 11:30. We're going to have a driver's meeting at 10 a.m. or we're going to have that driver's meeting an hour before it opens. If you don't make the driver's meeting, then you can't get into the pit. Is it going to get that way, or do you feel that will put a bottleneck on what your supporters coming to the event and even new people coming?
It's gonna put a bottleneck
at
the end of the day, but for the vision of where I'm trying to take us to, because I'm trying to take us to, and I'll explain a little bit more in the documentary of what type of professional level we're trying to get to in this, because I see a bigger outlet.
Right.
With talking to certain people and dealing with certain things, there's potential for our stuff to be sponsored, expand, do all of that different stuff. So it's one of those things, in order for me to do that, there's certain things I'm gonna have to change in order for the
growth to happen and for them to want to invest in it. True.
Because they look at right now what we're doing, and a lot of them are like, if I say I'm a part of you, I get sued just like you.
Right.
Yeah,
we in the car together.
Yeah.
You got to decide if you're gonna be like Trey, like, let me out, dope boy. You'll get out and sit on the bus stop, go back home.
Yeah.
But that is true. That is a very good point. That is true, and you're gonna have to advance as you grow. And the truth that I've learned in life is, everybody's not gonna make the trip, right? As you grow and you get bigger and your brand gets bigger and you have to understand different dynamics, everybody's not gonna make that trip, because not everybody's gonna wanna find a way to conform in order to support you making that expansion. You're gonna have drivers out there that are gonna say, okay, if I gotta up my level to keep participating and also grow, then I gotta make these meets, or I have to get this type of equipment. So at some point you just gotta be ready to, some of y'all not gonna make it and some of y'all gonna make it. And I know right now you're making it as well as you can and navigating as good as you can with the counties. How is that? Because I want people to understand, a lot of people that show up to the show, they just get to see the show. But the stress that you might have to incur with going to different counties or dealing with different counties, what does that look like for you preparing coming into a show? Because you got a show coming up the 15th, right? And this episode might be out before or after that. But in close proximity, what is that like for you the week of the show, dealing with the red tape?
Man, it's crazy. You're trying to, because even like right now this week, you go to the track, sometimes you go to the track and you're like, okay, that's taking a little bit of the pressure off of putting the safety stuff up. But some tracks don't still have enough safety protocol for what we do, because drifting is still set up a different way. Our people are up on top of the barriers. So going to all these counties, tracks, different places, navigating them, just seeing spectators that close to cars, it's just
for real.
Yeah, it's one of the hardest things to navigate. I'll probably go through a little bit more ins and outs of how it is on, documentary, but as of right now, like it's tough. It's a bunch of stuff, red tape that you have to go through with the county to make stuff happen. Most of them, when you bring it to them, first thing they're off the top of their head, they're like, no.
Word.
Yeah, most of them are like, no. And if the ones that are like, I'll think about it, it's so much red tape and hoops to jump through. And then when you jump through those hoops, most of those things, some of them you're like, I can follow that rule, but if I follow that rule, my event is just...
It's dead.
It's dead.
Damn.
So it's like, it's real hard to meet in the middle of handling it. Just, over the years, we've had to do I know for sure we used to do kind of, backdoor ways of getting permits, and even, we all have our people and connections that we have.
Got some grease in those gears.
You do this and do it like this. I ain't
Then-
gonna tell them you're doing it like this.
Right.
But over the years of going, it's the sport's getting stronger, the cars are getting faster.
For sure.
So with that happening, you have accidents and things of that nature happening. True. So for us, I'm trying to be a good person. It's hard not to, but some people.
I'm gonna try to be a good person.
I'm sorry. It's what I mean by is like you'll have people look out for you to let you have it happen.
Okay.
So they're on the cusp.
Right there on the line
of what happens.
Right.
So with not being able to control every factor of what goes on with these shows, that's why now I try to go as straight up to these counties as I possibly can. Not be like, oh, we doing this.
Okay. You try to be as transparent as possible.
Yeah.
Right,
Before we used to, when we were younger or when we were just trying to just get in there without like, oh, you being illegal, we shut it down. Like, nah, we got a permit to this, but you don't really have a permit to that.
Right.
That got away for a while when it wasn't too crazy and nothing going on.
Okay.
But yeah, the bigger it gets, the faster the cars get, you got way more risk. So it's just playing the game of navigating. You're riding a bucking bull because it's like,
damn.
Yes. So you feel like you're smooth for a second, then no, you're bucking all over the place trying to figure out what you got to do to make them feel comfortable with it.
All right. So you did have a situation, like you said, accidents, and we don't have to talk too much about the intricacies of the accident or particulars, but there was an accident at one of the events I saw. Somebody ran into a barrier, and this happens, right? This is naturally assumed that it could be possible. Mm-hmm. For people that might feel that there's event is a legal way for me to do illegal things, and when illegal things take place, I should be free of any consequences, that absolutely is not true, right?
Yeah, so
explain how that works.
So it depends on the county, it depends on the event, it depends on the situation.
Okay. So let me give you a hypothetical. Somebody hits a barrier, pops a pedestrian or a spectator, and there's a hospital ride involved. What happens to the driver that caused that incident with the maneuver?
It's two different ways.
Okay.
If you are doing something that you're not supposed to be doing, we're telling you to stop and go and get out the pit, which is one thing that we had happen in one of, accidents happen, and we've done a lot of events. So we've had more than one accident before. It's just one of those things that's where the waivers come in, and that's where also it's just what really happened.
Okay.
If it was one of those honest mistakes, everybody's on a waiver. It's just like you go to a track. Technically, people don't realize you're on waiver at the track.
Hell yeah, you are.
Yeah, like unless you're at a NASCAR track, you're on a waiver when you sign to say I'm coming into the track. That's what that clipboard is.
That clipboard is, right.
We all know we're dealing with dangerous sports. Even as high as NASCAR, they have incidents. Not as much because it's a way older sport, a lot more money involved and protection.
But there's some release of liability in there too.
There's still some things that happen, and tires flip off, make it past the fence, hit somebody in the stands.
True.
It happens.
It happens.
So there's a lot of particulars that are involved. Sometimes I don't put it all out there because I don't. Yeah,
Right. And plus, y'all got to go check out the documentary.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But no, not even that. It's just.
Oh, he
legal.
ain't putting that shit out. Period. That shit ain't coming out. Period.
Legal. But yeah, it's so much that goes into that whole scenario. So it just really depends.
Because I saw somebody getting hauled off by the cops one time.
Well,
so what happens in that situation?
You gotta realize when you deal with those type of things, especially it was just so much going on.
Yeah.
It was just detained. He wasn't arrested.
Okay.
There was just so much going on at that time. They're trying to figure out what happened. In that particular situation, it could have been one of those where it was more on that person. Because when I wasn't specifically in the exact spot, I caught it like right at the glint of my eyes.
Okay.
But everybody that was around, even the people on the media side, were like, yeah, they were telling him to stop. He ain't stopping.
Damn.
Yeah. So it could have been one of those situations in that where he could have been dealt with, charged, fined, all that different stuff. It just, I guess it worked a little bit more in his favor that day. Also, this is what happens too that a lot of people don't talk about. when it comes to getting hurt in our at our events. Every event that somebody actually was actually hurt, they were doing something they weren't supposed to be doing.
Boom. Okay.
So with signing a waiver, with coming to one of these events, just like going to the track, how they can tell you, don't run your ass on the side of the track, but it's not NASCAR. We got fences off where every single pass, we can stop you from getting your ass too close to the track.
True.
So it's the same thing in the legal pit. That side where that car hit was the media side.
Oh, damn.
So with it being media, it's only supposed to be 50 people over there. We stopped the show 5 separate times.
Word.
To tell everybody, it's probably 200-300 people that kept making their way up there.
Damn.
Then we had people sneaking in from the back area of the media and trying to hang over there because they know if they went to the other area, people would ask where their ban is.
True.
So in that scenario too, people have to take responsibility for where they are. We have people, I don't even want to call names, or what, you in your medical state of being.
Right.
Know if we're saying this is a media area, do not come over here. This area is more shallow with barriers. We don't have as much protection over here because it's for media. Media takes on their own
risk to get that footage. Right.
So when you have a side of an area where it's only supposed to be 50 people, you have a better chance of if a car is coming off the wrong way, I can move and dodge.
True.
300 people, everybody, there's nowhere to move.
You're right. You bottled in.
Yeah.
Right. Less movement. It's just a bowling alley then.
Yes.
You feel me? I got you.
So that's one of the things that we deal with in a lot of events, and most of these events too, is you have a lot, 99.9% of the times when somebody gets hit at a legal pit, it's because they got into the pit. You have those few one-off situations, barriers not strong enough, cars going too fast, where it is. But even where we had a situation where a barrier wasn't strong enough and a car went through on that person, we don't condone anybody putting a chair up on your back. Being drunk, sitting in your chair up on top of a barrier, like in front of the barrier. Like,
I mean, you have somebody do this shit?
Yes, and that person.
Oh, this is crazy.
So the crazy thing is, car came through the barrier. Everybody kind of quick little knock around, move out the way. I might got bumped and bruised, fully injured because you're sitting there drinking in front of the barrier. You can't move. We know where we are at. We know what we're in for.
Right.
We know what we're dealing with as far as the dangers of this. Can't do that type of stuff. Or standing on top of a barrier in a car.
Right.
What do you think is gonna happen?
Yo, that's you know what do it say? Sometimes you can't fix stupid. You can fix cars, you can't fix stupid. And another thing is, Kroger is running a discount on common sense. And y'all probably need to go pick up a couple of pounds of that shit. Because that's crazy. To drink and sit on top of a barrier, bro. Like, I don't know what's fun about that. I really don't. You know, but that's to each his own, but so is your life insurance policy.
My lawn chair with a drink sitting right, I'm talking about like literally, it's only a metal barrier and then you got like a plastic barrier here. There's a lot that goes on to that story of what happened on that show.
But it's crazy.
But yeah. Okay. At the same time of the flaws of that host, because I wasn't even the host of that show, I just had to deal with that backlash behind it.
Damn.
When you in the background,
I'm about to say,
I'm in the background of a lot of shows, and my background professionalism had me dealing with the headache.
Damn.
But
heavy is the head that wears the crown. For sure, for real.
Yeah.
For real.
It happens. But yeah, that was. Some people you have to take on some responsibility for yourself.
True, you do. All right, so let's creep this into the show coming up the 15th. Other shows. I think it's very interesting that you're gonna have without donk racers. Easy's known for that, so you're gonna have donk racing there. You're gonna have street sliding there. Is it all gonna happen same day, around same time, both events going on, or are we splitting this?
No,
or is it
just going.
It's just going. So we just got spectators going from
you just got car entertainment all day long. You go back and forth. You know, drag racing got your moments, cars leak out.
For sure. Yeah, that shit's a headache. Like we gotta shut it down, 20 minutes, get this shit up. Right. They're right. Yeah, it's a lot of hurry up and waiting, that drag racing shit.
Yeah, so the good thing is that the pit will be going on the whole time.
Okay.
These sliders, they love to slide. They'll slide
till the tires come off, literally.
No, the tires will come off. They'll get another set and still
go back at it.
They just keep going.
Right.
So it took really to the radiator blows. That's where I say what's up.
All right, guys, the radiator, because then it's a wrap. The engine's done, so I can't. Okay, got you. That's the water tower. After that, the radiator's gone. They done for the day.
Yeah, that's it. But yeah, it's a big thing going on. People don't realize this is actually me and Easy's third track fest together.
For sure.
So when I was mainly just doing Fall Fest, I had the burnout contest. I wasn't really calling it a legal pit then.
Right.
I was still drag race hosting at that point. I was drag racing heavy. Like me and Easy really put together some big name, high dollar drag races together.
Okay.
Like I got videos. I'm talking about I'm on the mic like this.
Holding that bag.
I'm holding 50 bands.
Holding that bag.
Holding 50 bands for the show.
Yeah.
So this track fest is Easy's been doing it for a while.
Okay.
We both of us have our own things going. We got shops, we got other shows. So not every single year we have a chance to get on, but we're trying to get back to the point where we're doing
routinely can get at least on a schedule, annually get on a schedule where y'all can make that happen.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the growth. I love seeing how you've progressed.
Yeah.
And you've managed to put, because man, let's just be real. There's a lot of show organizers that once were or not now.
Yeah.
And it is something that I credit you and a few others who can make it happen routinely and make it happen at such a level where it seems like it continues to grow in some level. So you definitely deserve an abundant amount of credit for that.
Appreciate it.
And I definitely appreciate you sitting down with me having this conversation, because I've been wanting to have this conversation for a while. Like I said, me dealing with medical, you dealing with what you do, it's been rough and then things miss and match. But I think it's only right before I start getting into the street slide, and I make my content, my videos. A lot of my content is I got opinion from spectators, I got my opinion, and then I got factual things, and I kind of bridge it all in. But I felt it was only right to say, you know what, if I had to look at somebody and say, who would I look at as the godfather of this genre? It's you, right? What you've been able to provide and grow. And so I hope that I will have some street sliders come on to talk about their aspect as competitors, because I think it's fair to call them competitors at this point in time. For real, I think they deserve that title. That's how I feel.
That's what I really want to up the ante on. Like, I haven't thrown out the big pots and all that stuff. We've done we've done some pots and things, but I got something that's coming for this competitive level. That's
it's going to inquire, have them holding big bags. The little bag. Okay, it's gonna be bad.
My thing is my competitive level is holding multiple bags.
Multiple bags.
It ain't just one small bag or one big bag. This is bags.
Bags. Okay, damn, we get money in street slide. Hell, let me go find me a damn S13 again and get out.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you, I'm looking at bags.
For real.
And I'm trying to bring some people along with me. It's just I stay out the internet riffraff hour. It's a younger crowd.
Yeah.
They call me, even though I'm 35 right now.
Right.
I'm coming up on Unc. I feel like true Unc is 40, but
right.
The new generation feels like we're Unc already.
Right. So their perspective for time is just.
And I guess skewed. For the business, I'm Unc in the business. I'm
Unc in the business. Yeah, you are. Like I said, Godfather to me. When I looked at it, I said, that's who I need to talk to, man, to get a perspective on what's going on in here.
Yeah.
So you got people coming from all the way around. I know this. Like, it's definitely in Georgia. Augusta,
so we got people coming as far as Philly coming down.
Philly, bro.
So we got Philly, we got DMV people, a lot of North Carolina, a lot of Tennessee, Alabama, like I know Jacksonville and Orlando's coming up. So
that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah,
Texas, Florida, once you start getting them states filtering in, that's like you really starting to turn it up, man. Well, listen, hey, I'm not gonna keep Bear too long. He's got a lot to do, really a lot to do.
Yeah.
I will.
County headache I got to go deal with now.
Right, deal with. I didn't want to get too much into that, but
paying the price for that right now.
Paying the price for it, literally, and I do applaud you for continuously dealing with those headaches, but still pushing forward. Because if you didn't, then there's a lot of people out here that wouldn't have the space to come and do what they do, and I think you need credit for that too. And that's what I want people to understand. There's a lot of shit he deals with, and other people that do this deal with that I don't think you all have a concept or a regard for. Right, and then having that regard, I think that's where sometimes your lack of appreciation and respect to respect the event so that he doesn't have to deal with this shit is not there, because you're not thinking about that. You're just thinking about come, have a good time, you give a fuck, you leave, and then he got to deal with it. I think we all need to come together as a culture and accept the responsibility level to say, hey, I'm gonna have a good time, but I'm also gonna be accountable for myself. And if I see some other shit going fucked up, because I want to keep doing this.
Yeah.
And y'all got to start showing that level of care and respect for real. So Bear, I really appreciate you, man. Show is gonna be the 15th of August. There's gonna be other shows coming up.
Yeah.
So would you speak to that schedule?
We're working on Labor Day weekend.
Okay.
I really want to we're working on coming back to the city. I'm working on some things to do that.
Okay.
I want to do Labor Day weekend. We'll see how that goes.
All right.
Everybody knows how I do. I've done shows where I drop it 3 days before.
That's wild.
Yeah, people don't realize, I think we did 5 shows so far this year. One of March's shows and one of April's shows was dropped 3 days before the show.
And that shit was crazy packed.
Yeah.
That's why, man, that's fuck clout. That's real shit right there you got. To be able to drop event 3 days and that shit be as packed as it was when I saw it bro.
Salute. It's not just me. I gotta give credit.
The team.
The team. I got an incredible promo team. I do enough on social media. I'm gonna do more. 'Cause I know people like, where you at? And I'm like, right. But yeah, my promo team, I will say, like, them guys, they put in that work when I need them to. They're a little bit younger, so they can deal with like group chats and all that extra stuff and being able to talk to a whole bunch of people while I'm handling just making sure everything's lined up, and then bringing in some of I guess more of the higher, a little bit older sliders that might bring a little bit more extra energy with them that people want to see a little bit more on the entertainment. Along with, we have, celebrity factors and things of that nature.
Right there. All right. Well, y'all check out the show. Make sure you follow the content, follow the platforms, let them know where they can follow you at so they can see all the information, man.
So, Organized Chaos TV on Instagram. It's spelled exactly. It's chaos with a C, like the correct way to spell chaos. Big CEO Bear on Instagram also, both for Instagram levels. You will see, right now we got Bear ENT Racing on the Facebook. We're trying to transition, because that's like the professional page, that page over to Organized Chaos. So be on the lookout. I'm gonna have to fight with Facebook, because once you get a professional page one way and it's monetized, they don't. Yeah.
That's true.
But everybody knows, we doing this, support the documentary, because just like I do with the pits, all of this stuff I come in, everybody got to pay a few bills, but I throw this shit right back into what you guys got going on. I'll put it back into our culture. So support, because I'm trying to bring bags. It take a bag to make bags, especially multiple bags. So we gotta, I call this crowdfunding. We gotta do a little bit of crowdfunding with me, so I can start bringing some more things that's going. All y'all drivers especially gonna bring that bag.
Walk away. Hey, and with that being said, that's another episode of Just Build It Podcast. We out. We'll check y'all on the next one.
All right.
Peace.